we are interviewing a really good friend of mine, Michele Cuke, and she is really got a great backstory. First of all, she actually was in the Olympics. She did her undergraduate at UCLA and then did her graduate work at Columbia. And one of the other things that's really great about the Cukes that I think some of you will really appreciate is that Michele worked part-time through most of her homeschooling. And so she works now training nurses, and also as a pastor's wife, she's involved in so many ministries and so many outreaches, and she's still found a way to fit in and make homeschooling of her 3 children just like a really central part of her life. She has very, very wonderful children who've gone on to be really successful. They're 2 are done with college in graphic design and physical therapy, and 1 is still in college that will go into ministry just like his father did. I know you're going to really enjoy Michele's warmth, her her personality, her goodness just shines through. And so with no further ado, we're going to start this interview, which I think will really give you some perspective on someone who worked part-time, who also is a minister's wife, has 3 children that she raised just really, really close to her heart. Michele, would you start out by telling a little bit about yourself and your 3 fabulous children?
I'm married to a fabulous man, and he's a pastor. We have 3 healthy, vibrant, loving children that we chose to homeschool. And we were excited to work together, and as a homeschooling family. I brought my gifts and passions to the homeschooling, platform. My athletic background, I ran for UCLA on scholarship there for 4 years and graduated there. And I continued to run for 10 years after graduating from UCLA, traveling all over. And I had the opportunity of running in the Olympics representing the Cayman Islands. And that was quite a experience. And I was able to, share my love for sports and fitness and health, with my children by homeschooling. They turned out to be very athletic, and, they loved the passion that our family has for health and sports and fitness.
Do you want to let everyone know, your 3 children are either in college or graduated from college, and the diverse professions that they've chosen?
Absolutely. So my oldest is my daughter, Dayshell, and she graduated from Andrews University in 2015, and she graduated with a major of graphic design, and she continues to work in that field. And my son, David Cuke Jr., he just graduated from Oakwood University, and he plans to go further his education in physical therapy. And then my youngest, Michael Cuke, is pursuing the ministry. He's majoring in theology at Andrews University, and he will be finishing up his last year. And all of my children were involved in sports and extracurricular activities, and they all did well. So I'm real thankful for that.
Michele, can you tell us what led you to homeschooling? Like, what was was there a particular moment, or was it something that you slowly decided? Because you're a long time, like me, you've been homeschooling a long time.
Well, we wanted a biblically based curriculum, and we wanted our children to grow up in the Christian faith, and we felt the best place to do that was at home. We knew that we could control the curriculum and the philosophies. We wanted to have family togetherness. We wanted to be together, and we wanted to learn together and be creative and flexible. And those were the reasons that we decided, to homeschool. I believe it was something we wanted to do before we had children. We wanted to teach them and be integral in their education.
Could you share with people, what are some of your best memories of homeschooling? Like some things that were just really you look back and you're thinking like, I'm so glad we homeschooled because of this?
We have so many wonderful memories. I hardly know where to start. The flexibility was wonderful. I remember we were in a park and we put up a tent and we homeschooled in the tent. you know. So there was a lot of memories of being in different places and having flexibility, starting school a little bit later, or, also my children had the opportunity to be involved in a lot of extracurricular activities, which was important to me because I wanted to encourage social interaction. So they were involved in drum corps and they took part in parades and they got involved in sports. And I remember when Michael was, I don't even think he was 12, and he joined a little league, and they won the champion. And I have to say, the co-ops played a major, major part in giving us a good experience and giving us good memories. Michael and David, they took part in the Hudson Valley, consortium, and they have wonderful memories. They enjoyed, taking part in drama, in acting. They loved taking part in soccer and basketball. They loved the field trips. They loved traveling. They loved the classes. I mean, I could just go on, prom, and and they had an opportunity to connect with other homeschoolers and develop their skills and talents and discover things that they didn't even know they could do. And that brought great memories, because I knew that as they got older, I didn't have to do this alone. So the consortium made it a partnership. And so it brought great memories because they were able to experience things that I couldn't give them or the family couldn't give them. I mean, these are fabulous memories of homeschooling. It was just a wonderful, wonderful experience for the family.
And I know that, of course, we were all thrilled when you moved to New York, but it's clear that you did a lot of homeschooling to get them to the point where we met them. Can you share some of your favorite curriculums that you used, or some tips that you might have?
Well, I tell you, when I first started, I think it was important to have a curriculum for the year and have an outline as to what I should do each day and when they're to take their test. And Rod and Staff was really great for me. It was Christian based, it was affordable, and it was a great curriculum. And then as I matured and networked with other moms and found and discovered other curriculums, I began to use other things. I used Abeka, I used Alpha and Omega, Apologia, teaching textbook for math. So I think, for anyone beginning with homeschooling, you got to realize you're going to learn and you're going to grow. And it's nice to have an outline and to have a program that you can follow. And many of the popular ones are good. And you find one that works, I found Rod and Staff worked for us. The philosophy, the way it was laid out, it just worked really well. And then as I grew and became more matured, I could use other programs, interactive online programs like teaching textbook, where if math, wasn't necessarily my strength, there was more help in that type of program. There were some programs where mothers had to be more involved and others where they could work more independently. They were all Christian-based. That was really important to me. I didn't want my children to believe in evolution. I wanted them to believe in God as creator. And so that was important to us.
Do you have any words of wisdom that you want to share, like some sort of tip that you wish you would have known?
Well, I think that, as mothers, our standards are high and we're kind of hard on ourselves. And I think that we need to be flexible. We need to believe that we can do it. And we need to reach out to others to help us. There are many other people that can fill in the gap. Sometimes I got tutors. And then being flexible, maybe today we won't homeschool. We're not having a great day. Maybe we'll go do something else and we'll make up during the week. So I think the flexibility, the confidence, feeling comfortable reaching out, asking other homeschooling mothers what they're doing. Like I mentioned before, networking. you know. And I think, you know, that's the hardest thing, I think, when you're starting off, is you feel like you can't do it, you know. And I believe in God, and I know through God all things are possible. And so I would want someone to believe, you know, that this is a possible dream that can happen. And you just go forth. And when you find that you have a gap or a need, you reach out and you could do it.
You know, one of the things that is a great memory for my kids is, Michele, when you taught your cooking class, and it was so different and so much healthier than probably they had ever seen before. I love the way that you know, could take that passion and teach other kids at consortium. It makes me really realize how passionate you probably were in your own homeschool teaching and engaging that style of yours. Do you have anything to say about you know, bringing that best self of yours to your homeschooling, you know, to teaching in this way that really helps our children feel deeply the values that we want to pass on to them?
You know, it was such a wonderful joy and privilege to be able to be a part of the consortium and teach the students a vegan cooking class, you know, and they loved it. You know, I wasn't sure, you know, if kids and young people would like health and nutrition and vegan cooking, and we got in the kitchen and had a blast. We did a vegan, you know, cheesecake. We did a vegan pizza, and we had a blast. And it was a wonderful way to learn, and it was a wonderful way to promote healthy eating for our young people. And we had a really good time. And that's the fun, one of the fun things about homeschooling, is that you can be creative and do different things, and people still learn and grow equally.
Thank you, Michele. Really appreciate you coming out and sharing your experience and your love and your positiveness with the greater homeschooling community. And friends, I hope you really enjoyed meeting Michele. I really want you to have the experience of knowing some of these wonderful people that I've homeschooled with, because as great as the biggest joy is having more time with our children in homeschooling, but also there are just so many fabulous families homeschooling that, you know, part of the joy of it is these high quality people that you get to know and that you meet. I really wanted you to meet Michele also because she's a really good example of someone who has a lot of commitments outside of homeschooling. Again, she's worked part-time. She's a very active pastor's wife. She's involved in a lot of community outreach. And yet she still chose homeschooling. She chose to make this a central part of her life. And to have this thing to build on, to keep making her family a stronger and stronger family. I hope you enjoyed today, and I hope that we'll see you on one of our other videos soon. Thanks for watching, and if you feel like subscribing, that would be just really amazingly fabulous. Thanks, bye-bye.